Hey folks, welcome back to the Dice Tower. Today is going to be a little bit different. As you can tell, JT's not here. He's on vacation, so we're not going to be able to hear from him on this bottom five, but this is my bottom five. That is to say, my numbers 10 through 6 expansions. Normally, when we talk about expansions, I'm not really going to be talking about standalone expansions. Those do exist, and those are basically expansions to a game that already exists that you don't need the core game to play. And I kind of stayed away from those. That might be another list that JT and I can tackle together. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it, shall we? All right, my number 10 is actually a couple of different smaller expansions. And I'm gonna do that at certain points throughout this list because they are expansions that I think you should go and get. And usually when I feel about that, about a couple of different expansions, I'm going to tell you, go get both of these. So I'm going to lump those in together whenever I find it. But this one is Small World Power Packs 1 and 2. Now the whole thing about Small World is that you're using these different races with different abilities to conquer different areas of the land. It's very much an area control game, but where it kind of differentiates itself from other area control games is the amount, the sheer number of different races that are in the game, along with the different powers that are in the game. And so when you couple one power with one race, it's completely different than if you were to couple a different power with that same race, or a different race with that same power. And when you add in these different power packs, it just ups the ante, so to speak, for the number of combinations that you can have in the game. And that's one of the reasons why I think this is one of the best expansions for Small World, these two put together. There were a number of different expansions for Small World, but I think the power packs were really kind of where you got the most bang for your buck. I didn't like some of the other expansions for Small World, but these two, the Power Packs 1 and 2, were definitely things that I've always wanted to point people towards. So that's my number 10, Small World, Power Packs 1 and or 2. My number 9 is Star Wars Rebellion: Rise of the Empire. Now this one is cool because it added some great characters and it added some great ships to a system that I've always referred to as Star Wars in a box, at least the original trilogy. Now, that's another kind of thing. This adds the Rogue One characters and ships and stuff like that and situations to that game. And that's another cool thing about it. It took something that came out after all of the prequels and all of that other kind of stuff, and really kind of felt like it was part of that system. It was a really neat expansion for a game that I felt didn't need an expansion, but when it came out, I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely, totally, great job. And so that's why it's my number 9, Star Wars Rebellion: Rise of the Empire, a great addition to an already great game. My number 8 has to do with a game that I'm often asked, what expansion should I buy for it, because it has a great number of expansions to it. And I usually try to tell people, you know, it really depends upon what you want out of the game, but if I really boil it down to it, if you're just going to get one expansion for Memoir 44, I really do think that it should be the new flight plan. Now, that could change because they're revamping new Memoir 44, and I don't know exactly what's going to be in the base box. I have no idea. But if you have the old version of Memoir 44 and you haven't purchased any expansions for it, and you're looking for something that's going to throw that extra little thing into the game to make it a little bit more better, I think New Flight Plan is going to be where you should go. And that is because I love the miniatures, the models that come in the game. I love how they're used. I love how they can be ordered. And I love what it does to the table appeal of the game as well, when you have these different planes that are entering into the battlefield and so forth. So New Flight Plan, I think, is going to be the one expansion for Memoir 44 that I would point towards people towards if they're just wanting to get one expansion. If you want to get more than that and you want to really bolster your Memoir 44 collection, we can absolutely have that conversation, and I'll point you to a number of other ones. But if I'm just going to give you one, I think New Flight Plan is definitely going to be where I would ask you to go. My number 7 is an expansion for one of my favorite social deduction games, and that is Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, specifically the Undercover Allies expansion. Everything that comes in Undercover Allies is, I think, necessary to enjoy the game. First of all, it bolsters the number of players that you can have with the game, I think all the way up to 12, if not more than that. It is an amazing game, more the merrier kind of game, and it just does really well. All of the new characters, abilities that you can have in there, it changes, kind of turns the game up on its head a little bit, where it makes the forensic scientist can actually start working for the murderer and the accomplice, and that really throws a lot of wrenches into the system. But the cool thing about this is that it takes the basic system of the game and it just ratchets it up to 10. And I really think that that's the hallmark of a great expansion, when it takes something that's awesome and makes it more awesome. My number 6 is a game that is supremely popular up here in the Pacific Northwest, and that is Cascadia. And the expansion for it is, of course, Landmarks. Now, one of the things that I've super enjoyed about Landmarks is that it takes the core system of Cascadia and expands it just a little bit more. Now, I know I've used the word expand there, and what I mean by that, though, is it's taking the core and it's adding things onto it that make it broader, but at the same time, it doesn't really change how you play the game as far as the mechanisms employed. That's what I really like about Landmarks. It gives you the ability to really kind of diversify your biome, or your biomes, really, and how you score points, and I really do enjoy it. It took Cascadia and just kind of elevated it a bit to the next level. I think you can still enjoy Cascadia, the core game, by itself. You don't need the expansion, but if you enjoy Cascadia, definitely put some thought into purchasing Landmarks, because I think it just makes it all that better. And that's it for my bottom half of my top 10, numbers 10 through 6, of expansions. And so what you can do right now is leave us some comments here, give me a like and subscribe here, and then head on over to the Flipside, because that's where we normally put up our content, and that's where the top 5 expansions is residing right now. There's a link in the description below for you to get over there. So we'll see you on the Flipside. Thanks for being here, folks. Take care.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.